We know you see it. We know you feel it. Social media is being used more and more as a tool for radicalization. Extremists exploit platforms to spew propaganda and recruit followers. Beloved, it is easy for individuals to fall prey to manipulation. Fake news has become a real threat, affecting everything from our health to our relationships to our institutions. The very features that make social media so powerful are also what can make it so dangerous. So today we want to talk about how to spot fake news and misinformation and how to stop sharing it so we can help stop it from hurting people.
Would it be okay if I were to tell you that I am afraid someday? So I call you up and you call me down. Would it be okay?
Well, hello and welcome to the FreedHearts podcast. My name is Robert Cottrell and I'm here as always with
Susan Cottrell.
Hi there.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Connect with us at freedhearts.org. And we'd like to ask a favor. If you can go ahead and give us 5 stars on whatever platform you're listening on, we would really appreciate it. Especially, again, we're going to talk about today fake news and misinformation. And we have been, for the past several months, since November of last year, we have been subjected to a lot of negative comments and posts and negative reviews and all this kind of stuff. And that's why your 5-star rating means a lot to us. It helps balance those things. So please go ahead and do that if you feel so led to do that. So again, we're going to talk today about something that I think is, and thank you, by the way. We're going to talk today about something I think is really important. I was moved by an article on Pathos by Neil Ghosh, Ghosh. And also I was taken aback a bit by my recent social media feeds. I don't know about you, but every freaking day, every day. And there's one that happened during Pride Month that really, I still see it today, that gets under my skin so much. And it's on all the pages that we have, the various pages that we use to reach out to moms, to dads, to Christian parents, about the FreedHearts podcast, about FreedHearts, all these different pages. It shows up on every one. And I see it, and it'll say it's shared by Truth in Power. And then, so I'll hide that or I'll block that. And then it'll show up on the same page by Voice of Reason. And it still keeps coming through. And thank you, Facebook. But it's this post of somebody like Dolly Parton photo right next to a person in the LGBTQ plus community. And the text is breaking news. Dolly Parton refuses to celebrate Pride, calling it woke.
Totally fake.
Just an absolute lie. And there are versions of that with everybody from Miley Cyrus to Willie Nelson to Lady Gaga and the shock value is these are people that we know to be fully affirming. And so the breaking news is just like, I get so frustrated by that. But it's stuff that I know, and this is one little example of a bajillion things. And the other thing I know we see a lot lately are the quotes from Pope Leo. Now, I think and I believe that he feels this way, but there are so many quotes that are attributed to him that they're just not true. They're not things that he actually said. But I see them shared by people I really respect. But it's just not true. But there it is. Every freaking day, there it is. Now, confession time here. Please forgive me. I have shared things. I've done this in the past. I saw an article or a meme of some future of some Simpsons episode where they talk about the future, and I shared it on the family text thread, and my son wrote back to say, "Hey, that's fake. That actually wasn't on a Simpsons episode." Now, I don't do that often, but it can be so easy. Mm-hmm. It can be so easy. And I know to check things. And so I bet many of you have done the same thing. So today we want to talk about how can we best spot fake news and misinformation and how to stop sharing it so we can help stop it from hurting people, confusing the conversation, diluting the point, making us all look bad, less credible, whatever it is. You know?
It's the kind of thing when you're losing an argument, you distract, deflect, throw in non sequiturs. That's what happens when things aren't going your way.
Right. And that's
what is happening.
Yeah. And this all was magnified recently, but several months ago when Facebook and much of social media decided that they would not fact check things. So I could come up with a quote from someone and post it, and there it is. And the platform leaves it be. And so it starts to roll and all that kind of stuff. So,
yeah. And, social media platforms are increasingly used for radicalization. We've seen this. Violent extremists exploiting platforms to disseminate propaganda and recruit new followers. That's happening. And it is so easy for individuals to fall prey to manipulation in our digital age. And misinformation has become a pervasive threat.
Yes, it has.
Yeah, from affecting everything from public health to democratic institutions. And the very features that make social media so powerful, speed, reach, personalization, are also what make it so dangerous. And Pew Research said that 64% of Americans say social media mostly negatively affects how things are going in the U.S.
That 64% of the people say that it mostly has a negative effect.
Yes.
But let me check it 149 times a day.
Right. But it isn't just a platform issue, it's a people issue.
Yeah.
We all play a role in the ecosystem of information. And whether it's taking time to fact check, engaging in respectful dialogue, or supporting credible sources, we must act. I know I've sent stuff in the past too, and you have come back on me to say, nope, not true.
Yeah.
And I've had to stop. Yeah.
And this is, although the apps are sure, fun at times and flashy and colorful, this is not a game, beloved. Mm-hmm. This is not a game. Fake news and misinformation have real world consequences. We've witnessed firsthand the devastation that misinformation can cause and has caused. It isn't just an institutional threat either. This is a deeply personal one. The impact of this fake news and misinformation it can touch elections and democracies and institutions, but it also touches families. It touches how parents interact and feel about their LGBTQ children. It impacts how LGBTQ people feel about themselves. And it can even result in a matter of life and death, you know?
Yeah.
And so we want to talk about this today, and we want to start by giving you just a few areas, expanding this just a little bit, and give you a few areas where fake news and misinformation has caused severe damage. The first, and we're very aware of this, are the area of elections. Again, I remember back in the day hearing about things that would happen in third world countries or in dictatorships about the propaganda that would go out and the information to voters and all this kind of things. But it's happening here and now.
Yeah.
I mean, in elections, misinformation can shift public opinion. It can skew voter behavior, and it can fuel unrest. And a Pew Research study also found that misinformation is a top concern in 11 of the emerging economies. And again, we've certainly seen the impact and power of it right here in the U.S. in recent elections. And as we speak, it's happening. I mean, we see things, and that's the beauty of algorithms in this, is that it's meant to help us kind of find community and maximize that community and people that we want to connect with. The dark side of the algorithms, one of the many dark sides of the algorithms, is that it tends to feed us crap that it knows we're going to bite on, and it tastes like it. And so it does shift public opinion, and it can skew voting behavior. We have a family member that on the more recent times we've talked, it's like, oh, how are things up there in Seattle? Is it dangerous? I hear it's dangerous. Are you able to go outside? It's like, what?
Right.
What? But that's
their news channel.
That's the news channel. Yes.
Yeah, that they listen to.
Yeah. And that's the misinformation. And so it can, are the polls safe? Can I go vote without being, all that kind of stuff, So it can cause severe damage in elections and in politics like that. Another area, and we're in the midst of hurricane season now, so I think we're going to see a little bit of this here, is that in a time of emergencies, during natural disasters, false information can spread chaos and endanger lives. Is there help here where you think there is help? Is it safe or dangerous to go to a place to get out of the emergency you are in? Okay, that's a real world consequence, Another area is in the area of health. I think the COVID-19 pandemic was worsened by a flood of misinformation about treatments. Do you remember? This is now comical, but the panic about toilet paper,
right?
And then about drinking bleach.
Yeah, being told to drink bleach, and the old lady who did it and died.
Yeah, I mean,
it was to prevent COVID. Right.
Yeah, so that whole pandemic and not just from a health issue, but from a response issue. All that misinformation about treatments and what was happening out there and about vaccines cost countless lives. Now, I'll say that I know there's a lot of information on both sides about vaccines, about vaccinations, and this is why it's so critical that we get past this misinformation and past this fake news and sort through this and rely on reliable sources and science. Our health and our children's health are at stake, beloved. Okay? Okay? So another area are the financial markets. The stock market. Misinformation can destabilize a market and wipe out savings, in particular small investors, while at the same time, in the midst of this all misinformation, big investors and billionaires with maybe inside information are making more billions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Another area is conflict zones, war zones in regions like the Middle East and Ukraine and Sudan. Misinformation fuels violence and really has a much greater harm on the least of these, women and children who are caught in the midst of this, And finally, mental health. Like, do I sound a little stressed?
Sound stressed.
Do I sound a little stressed today? Well, I am a little stressed by this, and in not this stressed, but in heartbreaking instances, people, because of the impact of fake news and misinformation, they've taken their own lives, all based on false rumors,
fear of something that hasn't happened.
Yeah. So why do we share things? Why do we share fake news?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Well, according to researchers, a lack of attention is a primary reason behind the sharing of most misinformation.
A lack of our own attention, you mean? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And at a systemic level, misinformation is spread to influence elections, generate profit, promote ideologies, or win wars.
Yeah, that's calculated stuff right there.
Right, that's calculated. And on an individual level, the reasons range from insecurity and jealousy to simple inattention, just not attending to finding out if it's real or not. It's just sort of a reactive thing. And a study found that most Americans who share false news don't do so out of malice. They're simply not paying enough attention to whether it's true.
So you mentioned insecurity. I'm thinking of an example, and I think, sometimes it's like maybe it's a day where you've been attacked by family or friends, or seen social media that says that what you believe, what you think is wrong, and then you see and you're starting to feel, maybe you start to wonder a bit, and so you see something, again, a false Pope Leo quote, and you think, oh, there, I'm right, and you share it. You know what I mean? So that's the kind of insecurity or jealousy, I think, that we're talking about here. And here's the truth, too, is we move too damn fast.
Yeah.
We move too fast.
Yeah.
And AI, the algorithms, they know us really well.
Yeah.
Really well. Better than we know ourselves. They know us. And we see something we love or something that just infuriates us, and we just click share.
Yeah. It's been made very, very easy to do.
It takes like seconds to do.
Yeah.
Now, what takes
minutes versus
to
seconds.
do is to confirm whether it's real. And this is what we want to really get into here, or just remind us, use this whole episode to just remind us to do this, is we need to confirm with sites like Snopes. If you don't know Snopes, you got to bookmark this thing. It's SNOPES. Snopes and other reliable sources as to whether it's real or whether it's fake. I mean, fake news taps into, and the algorithms behind it all, taps into our most profound human instincts, our survival-driven desire for security and power and validation. It makes us susceptible to vulnerability. We're all, again, you said you did it, I've done it. I know we've all, preaching to the choir here, we've all done it here. We seek comfort, we seek maybe a little peace, a little victory, a little reassurance in these AI-generated, algorithm-generated social media echo chambers that confirm our beliefs. And this confirmation bias that we're all subject to helps misinformation thrive.
Yes.
So
somebody told me that they found that if people would stop listening to, can I say it?
No.
To the very conservative news channel for 6 months, they softened on all these areas where they right now have a lot of contempt. It just, their beliefs change remember we talked about changing your story. This story keeps being fed of how awful certain groups are or whatever, and how much we hate them and how much they scare us. And the more we feed it, it keeps it going in our brain.
Yeah.
But when we stop feeding it, it can quiet down and we don't react like that.
Yeah. And some of the stuff is just absurd. I remember, and I will name this one, it's a CBN, Christian Broadcast Network, and also TBN, which is Trinity Broadcast Network, the Pat Robertson, saying that, the gay community causes hurricanes and natural disasters. Just ridiculous stuff. But then I then see it shared with a link to the broadcast on social media like it's real. And again, I know you see it every day. I see it every day. And it's, so that, again, what makes the algorithms and social media beautiful are the same things that make it really, really dangerous.
Yeah.
And so we need to kind of take a step back here and tune our radar and kind of breathe That's a really good thing, is pause before you share.
Yes.
Pause. Just take a moment. Again, it takes seconds to share. It literally takes minutes to confirm or to discover something's fake. And so there are 5 practical steps that we can take to protect ourselves and to protect others. Again, those who are impacted by these false narratives, this fake news and misinformation impacting lives, becoming, quote, reality in somebody's life. So here's what you can do to catch this and respond in a better way. So number 1 is consider the source. Okay. Is this a source that you trust and rely on? Is it an unusual source? Maybe a source you haven't heard before? Again, like I shared about the Dolly Parton thing, it's like the website or the Facebook page that shared it was like, power and truth, power. It's like, well, who are they? Mm-hmm. This is a bot, in all likelihood, So consider the source, investigate the website. What is the mission of the website? Who runs it? Is there a valid about this website information and valid contact information? So consider the source. Number 2 is read beyond the headline. And that's a generational thing too. I mean, I do that. And that, I think back when USA Today, the newspaper started, mm-hmm. That whole thing was built on the belief that people really only read the headline and a little bit. Mm-hmm. So it was that kind of headline-driven, excitement-driven format instead of long articles like that. So sometimes we have to read beyond the headline.
And let me just say, in our defense as regular people with regular lives, we are, I think the way I heard it was, we're bombarded with more bits of information in a day than people 100 years ago had in a lifetime. We are inundated with information, and there's no way to sort through it all and check everything. There's just, unless you're a paid researcher and that's what you're doing, there's no other way to have any other life than that.
Well, even if you're a paid researcher, it's difficult. That's one of the narratives about what may be going on from, quote, the other side here, is they throw so much against the wall, overwhelm us with stuff that people don't even have a chance to check and see what's real.
Right.
And
that's exactly right. So my point is, don't feel bad if you don't have time to research everything. Just stop reading it.
Yeah.
Just stop reading it.
That's a really good point, because again, some of these things we talked about, that going to Snopes is very quick, takes minutes. Some of these things we're suggesting here do take some time.
Right.
If you don't have that time, just don't consider sharing it.
I mean,
Just
if there's a site
on.
that you think you like and think you trust, check into that one. Like select a couple if you want to do that you check, but don't. Most of it, I have really, really had to learn how not to get distracted.
Yeah.
In doom scrolling or fun scrolling or whatever. It's just, I've got a brain here, and all these people are coming to grab it and pull it somewhere, and I want to put it where I want to put it.
Yeah. And I know there are people out there that are listening who are really plugged in, and to them I say, go for it. I mean, I know that you look up things, you do the research, you find things, you share things, you advocate. That's wonderful. Mm-hmm. There are some people out there that the best choice for them in this situation is to not share and love the person in front of them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's an excellent point. There's so much information that we sometimes have to.
And how are you going to do the good work that you want to do? How are you going to write that song you want to write, or call that friend you want to connect with if you're busy doing all of this? If you reclaim your life off of social media in real life, then all this stuff can really fall away and don't expect to get your information from these sources, because it's too hard to find the needle in the haystack of some true thing that's going to help you.
That's a good point. I mean, we just said to read beyond the headline, but as I think about asking you to read the full article, I think, I don't have time for that. You know, you know what I mean? So, and I know we're all there.
Or don't read the headline, or
just move on
from your head. The headline,
move on. But in that thing, if you are one of those that does want to go into that deeper, again, don't let us discourage you from that. But so do read the full article, check the dates, look for supporting evidence. Be wary of photos. Again, these days with AI, good Lord, you don't even know what's real. But I know there are a lot of instances lately where old photos from 5, 10, 20 years ago in a whole different situation have been used to say, look what's happening today, here, now. You know what I mean? So something else you can do, number 3, is check the author. Again, like the source, is the writer credible? Do you recognize this author, or are they an expert or a known source in this? Number 4, and this we just have to be honest with ourselves, is we have to check our biases here. Do our personal beliefs influence how we interpret the information? Like, I want something to be true so bad. You know, I want what Pope Leo is supposed to have said to be so true. I want that to be true that I just share it before checking that I didn't really say that. You know, we have to be honest with ourselves there. So, and as you kind of alluded to too, you know, ask the experts. There are people that we have in our lives that I turn to about certain issues, transgender issues, political issues, and things that we turn to and say, what do you think of this? Can you give us your feedback on this? And again, one site you do need to bookmark again is Snopes, Snopes, Snopes.com.
They've been around for a long time.
Yeah, a long time. And they will just give you, yep, this is true. Nope, this is not true. So exhale.
I want to draw some good out of this, some vision for us, because it sounds like a disaster.
Well,
what we've all just talked about.
Right. Well, it feels overwhelming.
Yes.
And it's exhausting to even talk about, because, you know, as we've taken the time to record this podcast, you know, I know the social media feed is just feeding me stuff like this all the time. It comes in. It comes in so hard. It's for me, sometimes it's hard to respond.
Right. You made
in a calm way.
That's right. You painted that picture really well.
Help me out here.
So the good side is it can't go on like this forever. And I think that our world is being moved into a new level of humanity than we've seen before. And I think that our systems are being broken and being evident, like it's clear that they're broken. If 64% of Americans, I forget what you said, but think things are way worse or not trustworthy.
I think social media is having a negative effect.
Yes, having a negative effect. It's at a grassroots level. I think we're moving toward a different day and age.
Something has to give.
It can't keep devolving like this.
Yeah.
And
that said, there may be some rough times in this.
Yes.
Yeah.
And social media, which we've all come to rely on, most of us, as we see that it's less helpful than it's been showing up for us, it's not so helpful the way it's been showing up for us, we have more reason to set it aside and say, you know, I'd like to get my life back. What are my dreams? What do I want to do with my life? Rather than it just suddenly was hijacked.
There are a lot of people that really have focused and made that switch to use social media for the good they're getting from it. Like, we know many people that only use it to access groups, like the groups that we have for moms and dads and LGBTQ.
Right.
You know, so they don't even go into the feed. They just use it to access the community.
Right. So take your power back. I think this is an age we're in.
That's so funny you said that, Susan, because you know what our topic is for next week?
What?
Take your power back.
Oh, well, that's convenient.
I know.
I didn't.
So we'll
I
talk
didn't
a
remember
whole lot more good will be coming then.
Yeah. So let this. Don't turn to authorities to tell you who you are.
Yeah.
Don't turn to authorities to tell you what to be afraid of.
Yeah. Or what to think, what to believe.
What to believe, how much God hates you. Yeah. It's all fake and false.
Yeah.
And God loves you. And I just had to counter what I just said. You can reclaim your own stand.
That's what we're going to talk about next week. So, beloved, I guess to sum this up, breathe, slow down, maybe consider adjusting how you use social media. Mm-hmm. If you're going to use it, do the things you need to do to check before you share.
Go outside for a few minutes and enjoy, or longer, and enjoy the sun. Yeah. do something good for you. Look at some art. Do some art. Yeah. Do something good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And next week we'll talk a whole lot more about how to take your power back.
Yes.
We love you. We'll talk to you then.
We love you. Bye.
Bye.
Would it be okay if I were to tell you that I am afraid someday? So I call you up and you call me down. Would it be okay?
You've been listening to the Freed Hearts Podcast. We have extensive resources and vibrant, inclusive community for you at freedhearts.org. Please just come say hello. If you have questions, comments, or suggestions for the podcast, just email us at podcast@freedhearts.org. Audio engineering is provided by Luke Johnson. The music is provided by our daughter, Hannah Cottrell, who is Grammy nominated. You can find out more about her and her music at hannahcottrell.com. Please share, subscribe, and follow on your favorite platform, and support us if you can. Thanks for listening.
Would it be okay?